Hey guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. I am, of course, the Titans Talking Toys. This is crazy, guys. I'm heading into Titan Toys right now, actually, but I want to take a quick moment and take a look at this brand new figure from Storm Arena. Man, I took a look at Ken the other day, and I just couldn't resist. I really, really had to take a look at Ryu because he is freaking awesome, and the two of them together, they're quite the pair. I got everything set up over there. Let's head back there and take a look at this figure. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too. Man, the Street Fighter scene for action figures is heating up, and this is definitely one that we should all be paying attention to. All right, guys, without further ado, let's head over to the review table, take a look at Ryu from Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles. All right, guys, see you there. Okay. All right. Well, here we go, guys. Part 2. And we're going to be taking a look at Storm Collectibles Ryu from Street Fighter 03. All right. So just taking a quick look at the package again. It really is a, I'm not going to say a love letter, but it is a adequately designed packaging. Obviously, it showcases a lot of what is going on in Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's got the ism bar right here. So this one is the Z-ism. He's fully loaded up with 3 levels, so he can literally just decimate anybody with a custom combo or, you know, one of his alpha, or in this case, 0 combos. It's freaking amazing. We have the illustration here of Ryu right there. This is right from the game, so it looks amazing. The window packaging, of course. Up here we have Storm Arena and Capcom everywhere. On the top we have Street Fighter 03. The background is, of course, that map where we locate where we're going in the world when we're actually doing a fight. We have the Storm Arena logo up here. We have the Capcom logo over here. And this one has been punched, but I think the punch is actually stuck inside. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but it is what it is. We also have on the left side the Street Fighter with Ryu on this side. The illustration, Street Fighter 03, is the exact same thing on the other side, so no surprises there. And on the back we have some amazing ways you can pose Ryu. This guy is freaking incredible. And a little bit of legalese down there. There's the barcode. I forgot to show that in the last one. And of course there is all of the warning information, plus 17, blah, blah, blah. Great stuff. All right, let's get this open. And let's take a look at Ryu. And this one's going to be a bit of a different review since we already went through all the articulation. And these guys are basically the same figure. So let's just take a look at the differences, if anything, with Ryu and Ken. All right, let's do this, guys. So yesterday the knife was terrible, so I got a new knife. Let's do this. Alright guys, so here is Ryu inside of his package, and let's take him out and take a closer look at him in a moment. But let's take a look at his accessories. I think those are the things we're going to take a look at first. Much like Ken, he has a host of accessories, including a swappable head, which we're going to take a look at in a minute. His hands, and unlike Ken, he only has one extra set of hands. But what he does come with extra are these bandanas, and we're going to take a look at those in a little bit. And of course, he does come with his Hadoken, which is a very signature piece to Ryu. This one's really nicely sculpted, very similar to what Jada actually had done with their Hadouken, so that's kind of neat. But this one is much sleeker. Actually looks more like what it did in Street Fighter Alpha 3. He also does come with the stand itself, very much the same that we saw with Ken. So really cool to be able to see that. It's almost pretty much, it is pretty much the exact same stand. So we're going to see how that one works in tandem with all the accessories. And then of course we have Ryu himself. There he is. And he looks absolutely stunning. Wow. He's got that boyish look now, very young compared to his Street Fighter 2 days. This one, of course, is from the Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter Zero series. Basically, just before the Street Fighter movie, and no, actually, well before the Street Fighter movie, and of course, really, actually, it's from the scene in the Street Fighter movie where they were training with Goken. So yeah, really cool to see this iteration of Ryu. And there he is with his ripped up gi. It's interesting because, actually, let's just bring in Ken right now. One of the things about these two is Ken originally had a regular gi, with sort of more not really ripped off sections here. They were more just straight up matted or hemped, shoulders. But now they just actually put them in this exact same gi. I don't know if that's actually a business decision or whatever, but it really makes it easier for manufacturing. That much is true. But I thought that was an interesting little detail that they had there. So I thought I'd point it out. Interesting. The figure itself, of course, is exactly the same as Ken. The gi is a malleable plastic. He's got the squishy chest, just like Ken. Pretty much everything's exactly the same as the Ken body. So, there is that. But it is Ryu, and that's the important part. He has the signature red training gloves. What's it called? Focus pads. What am I talking about? We used to call them wraps, but these are actually fingerless gloves, if you will. I think that's probably the best way to explain these. Yep, kind of MMA style, but at the same time, kind of not. They're almost their own unique thing. The sculpting, of course, is great. He's got this slight wash, highlighting some of the cuts on his torso, of course. We can see that in the shoulders, everything. And even the gi itself has a light, slight deco everywhere, just like with Ken. It's interesting. Really quickly, we'll just go through all the articulation one more time. His neck, of course, can bend all the way down. It's got a double joint right there. Really cool, exactly like Ken. He can look all the way up with this joint. It's really cool. And he doesn't actually have to worry about the hair, much like Ken did. So that's really neat. The arms do go up about this much with the shoulder rotation. It is a butterfly joint. We'll take a look at that in a second. But of course, if you want to just get a little bit more range of movement, you can lift up the shoulder there, turn the bicep this way, and you can even get all the way that much motion right there. And of course, his arms do go a full, pretty much 90 degrees on that elbow, but you can go even further if you really want to push it. The elbow itself is a double elbow. You can punch yourself in the face, bang, 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 bang. And the wrist, of course, is on a ball joint. It does also have I keep doing that. It does actually have a joint here where you can do like a flex motion, or obviously with the Hadouken, it's very important to actually have that. So really cool stuff there. He can kick about, I would say about that much up. Pretty good. Exactly like Ken. And of course, around, I would say about Actually, you know what? I guess I didn't push it much. The lower part of his buttocks is actually soft. So yeah, he can kick pretty far. I was actually I should have done that a little bit more, and then he can of course kick his back. Like, it's crazy. His knee of course is on a double knee, so he can do the first 90 degrees and then literally come all the way around. Great stuff. And he's got a drop hip just like Ken, as you can see there. Back up. The upper thigh is on a rotation, and his leg on the bottom half does actually have a rotation at the top. You can see there. And he also does have a rotation wiggle waggle on the ankle as well. And of course he has a toe joint. He's got a toe joint. There is Danny's favorite toe joint. Oh, it's so cool. He does have that ab crunch, so he can definitely crouch over as needed. And of course he can really arc back as needed as well. Like, seriously, that is a crazy amount of arcing. He's arcing. All right. So that is Ryu from Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Zero, and he looks freaking awesome. I love it. All right, let's take a look at some of his accessories. He does come with an alternate head. It's a little bit more focused. The other one is kind of stoic. I love the furrowed brow. I love the gritting teeth. He looks freaking awesome. The sculpting on these are really, really cool. Storm Arena really has done their best work here, I think. I really do believe that this is amazing work. Now, these two come with two different bandanas, as you can see here. This is the one that attaches on this one, because what it does, it actually looks like... Hold on. Actually, I think they're both the same. Sorry, they are both the same bandana. And this one actually just plugs in right here on the back. There's a hole that you can just plug in. That goes back here, just like that. And it just tabs in. There we go. So there is Ryu with his bandana. And you can pose these, I suppose, any way you'd like. You know, they can flow in the wind. It's going to be a little bit difficult that way. I was hoping that the other one would be more of a rigid plastic, and it could actually have something like this, so that it could, you know, when he does his Hadouken, the bandana actually flows backwards. That would have been a really cool touch. The other one, of course, again, back here on the back of the head. You just plug that in. There you go. Ryu. Now, this is really cool. You can actually have it positioned so it sort of flows like the wind is blowing, just like in the opening scene of Street Fighter 1. That would be cool. Or you can just twist it again and it comes right down, so you can't see it at all. Neat. And the other two, of course, are his Hadouken hands. These, of course, are signature to Ryu. We did see that they do come also with Ken, but Ken didn't come with a fireball, so kind of weird. A kind of weird choice in my opinion. I think Ken should have come with a fireball, but instead he came with a blast effect, which is fine. No real harm there. All right, guys, let's take a look at some of your comments. I think that yeah, I imagine you guys have tons of comments right now, especially with this particular version of Ryu. Let's have a look. Okay. Holy crap, that is an incredible figure. He comes with not as many accessories as I thought he would. Kind of disappointed with that a little bit. The bandana, I thought it was going to be like a rigid plastic, so it could actually, you know, kind of flow backwards, but it doesn't seem to be the case. As I said, just a little bit disappointed with that. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. Princess Cagley, hey, Princess Cagley, good to see you, my friend. Always good to see Princess Cagley in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me, my friend. I've always liked the Storm Collectibles figures. Yeah, they are freaking amazing. Although the scale of the original ones were a bit too outside of everybody's collection. You know what I mean? I thought that they would be a little bit better if they were more close to the 6-inch scale, but they're more like 7 inches, almost like 7.5. It's crazy. Jim Tam, bro, where can you get Stone Collectible Street Fighter Zero in Toronto? Well, you know what? They're available at TitanToys.com. You know what? As a matter of fact, why don't we just bring up a screen and I'll show you guys exactly where you can pick those up. Heading over to TitanToys.com, you guys can pick them up. Let's see here. Ooh, what happened to me? I'm gone. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, head over to TitanToys.com, guys. They are the one-stop shop for action figures all year round. Give them a like and follow and tell them that Jay sent you. I also want to thank Titan Toys for sponsoring this episode. If you head over to the section, actually just type in, it's easier this way, type in Storm Arena, and it comes up right here on the suggestion area. Click on that, and you can pick up the Storm Arena figures right here. And of course, this is actually, they're the ones who provided me with these review samples. So huge shout out once again to TitanToys.com. Right now, they're taking pre-orders for Dan Hibiki. He's awesome. Again, he's a Shutokan fighter, so you guys can pick him up. He looks freaking amazing. He is, of course, a joke figure. He was a parody on the SNK Art of Fighting, Ryu and Robert. He's got Robert's hairstyle, Robert's face, but he's got Ryu's gi and his inner shirt. So yeah, this was actually a joke as a almost like a tongue-in-cheek poster that they created for Sagat, where I think he actually beat Dan's father to death. It's crazy because if you actually look at the original poster for Sagat, he's holding on to a fighter who's dressed exactly like Dan, with the same ponytail, with the same hair, but you can't see his face. It's actually, he's holding onto his head like this, and yeah, he's actually literally beaten him to death. So there he is. There is Dan, 1/12 scale action figure, Street Fighter 03 Storm Arena. He looks freaking amazing. Definitely pick up Dan on TitanToys.com, guys. You need to pre-order him right now because, and as I'm saying this right now, unfortunately, Ken and Ryu have sold out. Like, they were super popular. If we just head down here, yeah, Ken is completely sold out. Of course, I did a review on him the other day. $49 USD for Ken. And then, of course, Ryu is also sold out. But they're also taking pre-orders for, oh, no, I'm sorry. The pre-orders for Sagat have also sold out. Man, that's crazy. But, of course, Sagat, I mean, come on. Sagat is ridiculous. I mean, look at this guy. He is absolutely nuts. In the 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale. This is just amazing. Man, Dan is going to run away from Sagat. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just kidding. Love the look for Sagat. He's got his blue trunks, Street Fighter Alpha style. This guy is just beefy, man. He's crazy as a figure. So yeah, guys, obviously you can head over to TitanToys.com, type in Storm Arena on the search, and you can pick them up right now. TitanToys.com obviously has some great action figures that you can pre-order. We're going to get to that a little later in the episode, but right now they have for pre-order the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man Gamerverse Edition by Bandai. Pre-order it right now, and of course they have other wonderful pre-orders, including Icon Heroes Zujitsu. They are the official distributors of Mask in Canada, so you don't want to miss out on that. And of course, they have a whole bunch of new pre-orders, including Lucky Cat Microcosmos, Rikio, the Devastator, and a whole bunch of different action figures. You can head over to TitanToys.com, pre-order all your action figures right now, guys. It's a great time for action figures on Titan Toys. A couple more comments before we head back to the review table, everybody. So, Jim, I hope that helps you. Helps answer your question. Thank you so much. Figure Me, yeah, grab them at TitanToys.com. Exactly. Huge shout out to Figure Me. Thank you so much for chiming in. Jim Tram, thank you for the info, brother. Thank you so much. No Chewing's in the house. What's going on, No Chewing? Guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to No Chewing. Wonderful toy photographer. He probably is doing toy photography about this figure right now. Head over to Instagram, no.chewing on Instagram. Give it a like and follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. And all the way from Portugal, Pedro Ribeiro. What's going on, my friend? Always good to see you, Pedro. Always great to see Pedro Ribeiro in the chat. All right, let's get back to the review table because this one's going to be freaking amazing. I'm excited, guys. Let's head back there and check out Ryu and what he can do for his posability. I'm really excited. All right, guys, I'll see you there. Okay, let's have a look at how Ryu poses, because this guy looks freaking awesome. I think the easiest pose to do with Ryu right now is going to be his Tatsumeki Senpu Kyaku, which of course is his hurricane kick. So all we got to do is put his leg all the way up, just like that. Point it just a little bit forward. Get these arms into position. This one will just angle this way, tuck it into his his belly like that. The other one will just rotate this way, tuck it into his shoulder, his midsection, really get it in there. Gonna like angle this a little bit more. Bunch them in a little bit with the butterfly joint, just like that. And then we'll put his head this way and angle down his foot. And there you go, guys. There is Ryu in his Tatsu pose. You really can't see just how good he is. I love it. And if you want an extra effect, you can just, kind of twist his elbow there. And just for a little bit more, arc his back a little bit and really get his head down. There we go. There is a Tatsu, if I ever saw one. Very, very cool. Tatsumeki Senpu Kyaku. That's my Senpu Kyaku. That's my Senpu Kyaku. That was probably the easiest pose to get into. I'm not going to lie. You know what? I forgot about this. Of course, he does have the flight stand, of course. So let's see if my new knife can cut this one as good as my old knife. Right. That was just a huge debacle last time. And it looks like it did. See, this was a way better knife. That was a way better cut. See? Good knife. Bad knife? Good knife. All right. So let's grab this. We'll take out the stand. It's the exact same stand as it was with Ken, but we'll take a look at it really quickly if you guys didn't see that last review. So it comes with a telescoping neck, which is really neat. You can go higher, you can go lower. It comes with this gripper, which holds onto the character from the waistline. Now this one is the translucent one, which I think we'll try with Ryu. I'm not sure it's going to hold properly, but we'll try it anyway. And it also comes with the base, so you can position this in multiple sections, especially because depending on how heavy the character is, you got to move it around into different positions. And this is the one I prefer to use, but we'll try the plastic one next. It is the metal version of the stand. Now what I've noticed with these is that they kind of, have this more, I guess, rougher area, but I think that's because they were tested in the factory, and some of the paint actually came off of it. So interesting. So be aware of that, guys. All right, let's put Ryu in the Tatsu pose. So what we'll do is we'll try to get this in full extension because his leg is all the way down. All right, we're gonna have to go to the very last peg because he's very heavy, and we will just pop that in there. So the way you want to do this is you want to grab Ryu, put him in the grip, in his vice grip, put it in, just like this. There we go. So he's been cradled. He's being hugged by this thing. You can see it come all the way down there. Now what you do is you take that, grip it tightly, so you kind of pinch it a little bit, put it inside of the display stand, and when it becomes tight, you'll know. It's actually kind of, the friction lock is pretty much there. And then there you go. There is Ryu, and he's way too high. I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that, but we'll just telescope him down, and there you go. There is Ryu in his Tatsumeki Senpu Kyaku. Just do a little bit more here. Twist a little bit this way, and like I said, we will go. There we go. That's it. So you can see, he literally is doing his Tatsu. Great stuff. You can probably get a little bit more dynamic, Bend this a little bit. Oop. Bend this a little bit, that. Bring this up a little bit. Get that toe joint a little bit turned. There we go. That looks more like it. Awesome stuff. there's Ryu. It is Tatsu pose. Stop shaking, Ryu. Sweet. Okay, let's take a look at his signature Hadoken. So we'll just take him off the base. And you know what, just before that, let's go take a look at a few more comments, because obviously I can't see what you guys are saying. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be any more comments, which is fine. People just love looking at this figure as is. So thank you again for joining me, guys. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. I did want to say once again, a huge shout out to our sponsors, and of course, a huge thanks to Titan Toys for giving us the opportunity to review this figure. Guys, if you haven't already, please head over to TitanToys.com, the wonderful resource for action figures all year round. They have an incredible program where if you purchase over $250 or more, you can get free shipping all in Canada. This used to be in the United States, but unfortunately, as you guys know, with the current state of the border, it's kind of iffy as to what's going on with there. But once that gets resolved, I'm pretty sure free shipping back to the United States will probably come back. I can't guarantee that though, but you know, it's a thing. Definitely pick up your SH Figure Arts figures, the Jujitsu, the Mask figures, of course. Unfortunately, everything's available. They are the official distributor of Mask in Canada, but the Mobile Defense Unit SDCC edition with T-Bob and Scott Tracker has been sold out. This is unfortunate, but I'm wondering, obviously they are the distributor. Maybe we can get a few more additional samples once they're finally distributed here in Canada. Brand new action figures all around. We have the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z Goku and Son Gohan, Flying Kid. We got the SH Figure Arts Mace Windu, the Monkey Luffy. We have, oh gosh, the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man is sold out. Oh, you got to act fast, guys. You have to act fast. I can't believe SH Figure Arts Spider-Man is already sold out, but is it any wonder? I mean, he's one of the most sought-after figures. Wonder Woman is also available in her latex body. No, I'm just kidding. But it is the seamless body for this version, very much in the same style as Cammy and Chun-Li. Definitely want to pick up her. Definitely want to pick her up when you have a chance. Available at TitanToys.com for pre-order right now. They even have the SDCC exclusive Vac Metal Monstar. I am definitely going to be on the running for this guy. He looks amazing. And of course, I love the Vac Metal classic style of the Silverhawks. And boom! I did a whole review on Red Sonja, overview on Red Sonja the other day. And this one, oh man, they took her up and like, you know, man, what the heck? This one is she's killed that spider, man. Killed that spider. But that armor, wow. She must be the most skilled warrior in the world, because I don't think that's protecting anything. Anyway, if you're into trading cards, we got trading cards, One Piece, Pokemon card games. We got Gundam, which is awesome. TCG project. And of course, we got Dragon Ball card games. Head over to Titan Toys, pick up your sets and your full packs. It's amazing. Hot off the truck, we have the Porter Potty of Doom. Oh my god, this thing will never kill. This thing will never get old. The Trent Viper and Cobra modular fortification. Apparently you can build a whole freaking wall with this thing. It's crazy. We have the Cobra Valkyries up for pre-order as well. Transformers Age of the Prime Deluxe Class Decepticon Crasher and Mafex Superman The Dark Knight Returns. A lot of off-the-truck situations here. Even Cobra Commander Armored Edition with his pet iguana. These are available right now in stock on TitanToys.com. Megatron from Studio Series 86. So good. Spider Noir and Spider Ham and Crystal Ball. He was really hard to find. Everyone's still hunting for this guy, but we have them available at TitanToys.com. Titan Toys also has a wonderful buy now, pay later program. Guys, all you have to do, you have to qualify for this program, but if you do qualify, You just like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store, you can buy as many figures as you want and then pay for it later. They also have a wonderful points program, one of the best in the business, as far as I can tell. You can earn 200 points just by signing up for this points program. Uh, and for every dollar you spend on TitanToys.com, you will earn 2 points back. And if you want more free points, you can earn an additional 100 points just by following them on TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram. It's a great program, and of course, these are all to earn points for a brand new action figure on TitanToys.com. They also have a hoarding program where you can just buy as many figures as you want and qualify for $250 shipping. They will hold on to it until you accrue enough figures to actually qualify for $250 shipping. Once that happens, you can ship them out, and they will not charge you for any shipping. It's a great program overall. Guys, I want to thank Titan Toys again for sponsoring this program, and of course, allowing me to take a look at Ryu from Storm Collectibles. Let's get back and finish this review, guys, because Ryu just needs to do his Hadouken, and we will definitely take a look at that. Let's do this, guys. I'll see you there. All right. Okay. Thanks for those comments, guys. I really do appreciate it. All right, let's get him into his Hadouken pose, and then we'll wrap this up, guys. All right, so to get Ryu into his Hadouken pose, the first thing we're going to do is pop off his head, because I think that he needs a more focused type of look. So we'll pop his head off like that. We'll grab his more focused head, because this is the one that is done for Hadouken! 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 Pop his head back on. Come on, Ryu. Work with me here. There he goes. It's in, but I had to... his bandana flew off to God knows where. All right. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. So we're going to put it back on. There it is. All right. Now, to get his Hadouken pose, the other thing we need to do is we need to remove his fists. So we'll just take off his fists like this, reposition him a little bit while I get the other ones. There you go. Just stay there for a second. Look manly. Look really manly. Okay. So I forgot to mention that, like in the last review, these fists are of that same squishy material that the chest is made of. So that's interesting. I really am quite enamored by these. I've never seen that type of technique done. It will be interesting to see how the longevity of this is. As we know, plastic like this tends to get sticky over time. So that is probably the biggest concern with these figures. But in the interim, when you first get them, they are freaking awesome. So here are the Hadouken hands. They are also squishy. You can actually see just how easy it is to manipulate the fingers. These things are pretty neat, but like I said, it does make one wonder about the longevity of these figures over time. All right, let's get these hands into place. So we'll just put them where they need to be. So we'll pop this one in here, just like that. Now, I tend to like to roll the sleeves up a little bit because once he does his Hadouken, you gotta position the wrists just a certain way. So you want to just angle these down just ever so slightly. And then you want to find the pivot point. In this case, it's up here. And I want to reposition this the way it needs to be, which is about, I'd say it's like that, right? And then you need to put the to go. These two guys are freaking amazing. I mean, honestly, in terms of their overall play value, these guys are definitely worth the money. A lot of people are going to compare them to Jada, which of course is exactly what you want to do. But honestly, in a lot of ways, it's kind of apples and oranges. But at the same time, oh man, it's really in what you want to collect. I think that's really where it comes down to. Are you going to be an alpha collector? Are you going to be a Street Fighter 2 collector? Right? There's a lot of considerations to make when it comes down to it. So, you really have to decide for yourself. What type of collector are you going to be, right? If I had to go that extra mile, I would actually say that if I had to actually make a definitive, I guess opinion, I can't. These two figures are definitely two of the best. Honestly, they look freaking amazing, and I myself would personally love to, collect them all. But there is a price point consideration there as well. There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you have these guys as a collection. Jada's price point is really attractive, and I do have to say that I am very, very much enamored by both designs. But I do have to say, if you're looking for posability and flexibility in terms of like how you can position your characters and the actual articulation, I'm sorry to say, but these guys 100% take the cake. These guys are absolutely insane in terms of their overall design and how they're built. The flexible chest is really a game changer. The softness of all the additional accessories in the hands and such, just amazing. And of course, little details like this with the bandana, just top notch. It's really hard to argue with that. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more pricey because they're a little bit more premium, but it really is in whatever type of collector you are. Are you somebody who's just going to put these as static images, one and done, and that's it? Or are you the type of collector or toy photographer who's just going to keep making great photography and keep posting these guys every so often? I think the choice is clear when it comes really down to it. And look, these guys are actually standing by themselves. I had a hard time standing Ken the other day, but look at him. He's literally on one leg, no support. Like, these guys are absolutely stunning. For my money, I would have to say that if you can afford it, go with the Storm Collectibles. But if you are in for good sculpting and a great price point, then Jada is probably the way to go, honestly. Again, it depends on your particular situation and what kind of collector you are. Yeah, guys, I think that's my review of Ryu and Ken, because these guys are absolutely insane. You cannot go wrong with these guys for the price, for the design, for everything about them. And honestly, I actually wonder if Storm should have started with these guys and this scale to begin with. Guys, thank you again for taking a look at this review of Ryu from Street Fighter 03. And of course, I just happened to post Ken. And of course, if you want to take a look at Ken's review, I have that up on TitanToys.com. I hope you guys enjoy. And guys, let's wrap this up. Oh man, you know what? I should grab them, right? Hold on for a second. Let me just grab them so that we can finish this off properly. Yeah, man, these guys, they are freaking awesome. And as I said earlier, you really can't go wrong either which way. I mean, like they're absolutely incredible. The sculpt, the detail, the articulation, like you're hard pressed. I love Jada. Don't get me wrong. I love Jada. I love the price point. I love everything about them. Their overall design is really good. But if you're somebody who does toy photography or anything, to do with like, if you're the kind of toy fanatic who likes to play with their toys and put them on your shelf, but then at the same time, you're tired of this like a week later. Oh, I don't want him doing a Hadouken. I want him doing another Tatsu, or I want him doing a Shoryuken or something like that. You can't go wrong with these guys. These guys are absolutely in freaking sane. Obviously, they're a little bit pricier than Jada. I'd say about $20 more, $30 more. But I mean, come on. It's a difference between full articulation and amazing details and everything like that to something which, is really affordable and, has a great aesthetic, and they look good on your shelf for Jada. These guys are probably the next level of collector, right? And of course there's a whole, other type of Storm collectible size for the Street Fighter, 5, the Street Fighter 6, the Street Fighter, the entire Street Fighter line that was out there before. And those are much larger in their overall scale, but these guys, you can't beat them, man. Full freaking 1/12 scale, absolutely epic. Guys, these were available at TitanToys.com, and I want to thank Titan Toys once again for letting me take a look at these and review both of these figures in hand. These guys are freaking amazing. I'm not sure if they're going to get any more in stock, but bookmark the pages. We showed them a little earlier in the stream. Definitely bookmark these guys. You don't want to miss out on getting Ken from Street Fighter 03 and Ryu from Street Fighter 03. These two deserve each other as they continue to fight each other as rivals. Freaking amazing. Don't forget that Dan Hibiki is actually available for pre-order right now. You can actually pre-order them on TitanToys.com along with all the other Storm collectibles. Grappler Baki, Legend of the Ogre, so many different wonderful import figures. The SH Figure Arts Spider-Man, freaking amazing. Definitely head over to TitanToys.com. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that the Titans Talking Toys sent you. I want to thank Titan Toys once again for sponsoring this episode. It's been amazing hanging out with each and every one of you guys. Last comments before we log off today. While Dave, geek proud, my friend. Take care. I bought most of them up to Golden Axe, Gilius, and Mortal Kombat versus Series Reptile. Nice. Awesome stuff. Anime 38. Why can't you narrate all your videos this way? All the fake excitement with your other videos gets annoying. Okay. I mean, if that's if that's how you feel, it's fine. But sure, fake excitement, 100%, buddy. I totally get it. I don't, but anyway. Well, Dave, Mondo takes most of my money now. They're kicking ass. They are indeed. And you can pick up many Mondo figures here on TitanToys.com. It's great. All right, guys. Thank you again for hanging out here on Titans Talking Toys. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. This is the Titans Talking Toys, and we'll see you next time. Good journey, everybody. Be proud.